Claude Opus 5 built the best orbit salvage game in this test. It scored 94 out of 100, but Claude Fable 5 finished only 1 point behind at 93, while using less than 1/3 of the elapsed time. That is not a simple model race. Opus used Claude Code's normal system prompt. Fable required a custom prompt after a classifier routed the normal prompt to Opus. Opus activity is replayed from its authentic raw stream log. Fable has a real first-run recording. This is a deployment and agent comparison, not a pure model benchmark. Both agents received the same frozen brief and brief hash. Build a polished, dependency-free browser game called Orbit Salvage. The player controls a salvage drone. Collect 7 shards, then reach the extraction gate before 90 seconds expire. Support WASD and arrow keys. Space triggers a real dash with a cooldown. Include 3 hazard systems, moving sentinels, gravity wells, and expanding shockwaves. The game also needs damage feedback, temporary invulnerability, win and loss states, and restart without a page reload, plus source documentation, tests, and a self-QA report. Independent QA then tests the unmodified artifact. No human game source edits contributed to either score, and agent claims remain separate from independent testing and human play. The main run used Claude Code 2.1.220 with model ID Claude Opus 5 through Anthropic first party. Effort was high, thinking was on by default, and fast mode was off. The original activity was not captured live. These visuals replay the authentic stream, sonlaid, the real sequence of messages and tool calls, but not original live footage. Every activity shot must say, replayed from raw stream log. Opus took 78 turns and 3,423.089 seconds, about 57 minutes. Displayed cost was $12.109462. It produced 167,541 output tokens, then ended normally with exit code 0 and success. It built engine tests and a browser harness, investigated a headless Chrome control channel stall, repaired defects, added instrumentation, and created 15 QA screenshots. There were 0 permission denials. The Opus artifact looks and behaves like a finished arcade game. Its tutorial puts the objective, controls, timer, and hazards on one screen, and movement works immediately after start. Independent measurement confirmed a meaningful dash, about 159.11 canvas pixels in 0.352 seconds, peaking around 707.95 pixels per second. Cooldown armed near 1.42 seconds. Independent checks reproduced gate activation, extraction, both losses, and restart without reload. A 90-second equivalent soak ended with 0 exceptions and no freeze. The engine suite reran at 36 passed and 0 failed. The browser harness was less reproducible. Opus reported 31 passed and 0 failed, while disclosing CDP hiccups. The independent rerun reached 22 passed and 2 failed, then aborted after runtime. Evaluate timeouts around an R-key restart. The game continued during stalled readback. QA classified this as a headless Chrome control channel issue, not a demonstrated game crash, but the harness lost stability credit. At 620 by 880, layout remained usable. At 390 by 844, parts of the title, mission text, and HUD clipped. Human play completed the unmodified game normally, with no material control or playability problem. Final score, 94 out of 100. The challenger used Claude Code 2.1.220 with the requested and observed model ID Claude Fable 5, also through Anthropic first party. Claude Code's normal system prompt triggered a classifier fallback to Opus 5, even on a harmless ready probe. The verified Fable run therefore used a custom minimal coding agent prompt. It contained 0 refusal fallback events. Because Opus used the normal prompt, this is a real deployment difference. Unlike the Opus replay, this is the calibrated real first-run recording from the actual runner stream. It must be labeled Real First Run Recording. Fable completed 65 turns in 1,071.793 seconds, or 17 minutes 51.8 seconds. Cost was $8.2 $20411 with 75,556 output tokens. It ended with exit code 0, success, and a normal final response. The environment produced 26 permission denials. Fable wrote tests but could not execute process spawning commands. Its self-report honestly said the tests were provided, not executed. That reduced its agentic score. Independent QA found another polished, complete game. The tutorial HUD 3 hazards, damage, extraction, both losses, and restart without reload passed. The Node suite returned 51 passes and 1 failure. The browser suite, 30 passes and 1 failure. Both failures were the same assertion. Arrow left should move left immediately after rightward acceleration. Measurement showed the input worked. Half a second right moved plus 95.33 pixels. The next half second left still moved plus 18.87 while cancelling momentum. Another half second left moved minus 155.51, ending at minus 400 pixels per second. This was an overly strict test, not a missing input branch. Fable's dash peaked at 860 pixels per second and covered 244.26 pixels over 0.4 seconds. A 105.03 second wall clock soak reached the correct timer loss state with 0 runtime exceptions, 0 unhandled rejections, and no freeze. At 390 by 844, the tutorial and HUD did not clip, but the playfield shrank to roughly 390 by 250. Human play found no fundamental problem. Initial placement made the opening slightly punishing unless the player evaded immediately. Final score, 93 out of 100. Opus wins by 1 point, 94 to 93. Operationally, the gap is much larger. Fable used 31.31% of Opus's elapsed time. Its cost was 67.88% of Opus's displayed cost, and it produced fewer than half as many output tokens. Fable delivered excellent polish, better phone width containment, and a much faster, cheaper trajectory. Its test failure was an assertion flaw, not a broken control. Opus earned the higher score through stronger agentic evidence, executed self-tests, 0 permission denials, and more comfortable human play. But it was slower and costlier. Its browser harness was not fully reproducible, and its phone width layout clipped. Fable's qualifications differ. A custom system prompt, 26 permission denials, no agent-executed tests, and a slightly harsh opening placement. This cannot be reduced to a model leaderboard. Routing, prompts, permissions, test execution, recording provenance, independent QA, and human play all affect the verdict. For this one task and one run per deployment, Claude Code with Claude Opus 5 produced the best overall result. 94 out of 100, with complete mechanics, runtime stability, and comfortable human play. Claude Code with Claude Fable 5 nearly matched it at 93. It was faster, cheaper, polished, and independently playable. But it used a custom minimal prompt, encountered 26 permission denials, and did not execute its tests. This does not establish that one model universally wins. Opus delivered the strongest result here. Fable showed a compelling speed and cost trade-off under different orchestration. Laguna S 2.1 remains the baseline from the previous published video. A later Japanese note will place these runs in the broader game-building series, including GPT 5.6. The scoped result is simple. Opus wins this artifact test by 1 point. Fable makes that point worth investigating.